everyone in podcast listening land. I'm Karen DeVanie.
And I'm Ann Barner.
And we're sisters.
Welcome to Sugar-Coated Murder, where we'll discuss
and probably inappropriately laugh about and comment on.
Yep, one of our favorite subjects.
Murder. Oh, and we love to bake. And why not combine our two favorite subjects?
Baking
and killers.
Hello, Karen DeVanie.
Hey, Ann Barner.
How's it going? I can barely see you all the way over there.
Because we're social distancing.
Distancing.
Yeah, and we're in my kitchen this time because we are out of control.
We're out of control.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Up.
We're changing it up, and now instead of a trout, we got a Leroy Brown.
We have Leroy Brown on the ground.
And he's typically pretty quiet, but I have a feeling that's not going to last through this podcast.
I think he's going to be fine because he is sleeping.
Well, that is what he does best.
So if he brings in a snore or two.
Right. Well, I'm just going to say every once in a while when he's sleeping, he jumps up and barks at something he's been dreaming about.
Oh.
But then he settles right back down.
All right.
But the other thing is on his resume, his very prime job in life is a professional napper.
Nice.
Yeah.
Way to go, Leroy Brown.
He is so good at it. I've never seen a dog that is better at it than him.
Yeah, well, Trout might give him a run for his money.
No, I don't think he can. This dog will nap through anything except for DINNER.
Understood.
Yes. So, I'm in my kitchen today, and I feel out of place because I'm not in your kitchen, which is a little weird.
I'm fine with it. So now that you're in your kitchen, Sugar, what are you baking?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm baking. Ready?
I'm ready.
I'm baking a caramel cake.
Ooh, Lord mercy.
And I can only tell you that a caramel cake is something that I equate to a labor of love.
I love a caramel cake.
It is so good, and there's many steps to it. I try to condense it as much as possible. So, but I do like this recipe. But I will tell you that as I explain the recipe to you, I'm going to tell you some things that maybe the recipe doesn't call for that I do, or that it says do this and I don't do that.
So, yeah, everybody needs some tips and tricks.
Trips and tricks.
No.
That's a whole nother. That's camping.
That's camping. We're not doing camping. That's not us.
No. So I've already gotten a head start because it does take a long time. So I've already made my cake layers.
Yes, good job.
And I've pulled them out of the oven and they're cooling.
It smells fantastic.
Okay, so I'm gonna just talk about what I did for the layers.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so, and I'm getting this from outofpinch.com because I really do get some other recipes from them sometimes.
I've had some success with their recipes as well.
I have too, and this is called a Southern Caramel Cake.
All right.
So, and I didn't wear my pearls when I made it, but I will wear some pearls when I eat it.
Right.
Yeah. So, this girl says it's her grandmother's recipe, so that's the first thing.
You always know it's going to be good when it's your grandma's recipe.
When it's grandma's, yeah. And then she says, and I didn't change a thing.
There you go.
but I kind of did. So it calls, of course, for sugar and all the good flour stuff. But this also has buttermilk in it, which I do like because it does help keep things moist.
Agreed.
Which the only thing that ever should be moist is a cupcake or a cake.
Yes.
So it calls for 2 sticks of butter. And she didn't put whether it was salted or unsalted, and she said that her grandmother always used salted, but a lot of recipes out there say unsalted. I am a big believer in salted butter.
I agree.
So I like a pinch of salt with my butter.
Me too.
So I used the salted butter, 2 sugars,
just
please.
A couple packets.
Just 2 sugars, 2 cubes. No, it'd be 2 cups of sugar. Anyway, you got eggs and self-rising flour, buttermilk, vanilla. That's what is in this cake.
Okay.
So, and then you do it, like in steps. So we'll give you my steps.
Well, okay. You can do that.
So I creamed together my butter and my sugar. But the first thing I do is I like to start whipping my butter.
Whip it
first
real
before
good.
I put the sugar in it because I think it helps get it to a fluffy stage.
Have to. It's important. Yeah. It's essential.
And I always use room temperature butter.
Right.
So that's the thing. That's really important to me too. And so you cream the butter and sugar together until it's very creamy. And then you start adding your eggs. I think Grandma used to say one at the time. Cream your eggs one at the time, but it's one at a time.
Right.
So one at a time, you cream them into your butter and sugar mixture. And see, at this point, I don't think you can mix it too much. But I think once the flour gets in it, then you can over mix it and you can kind of break up that gluten a little bit. And so you got to watch that. So you start adding your butter, milk, and your flour. Alternately, you start with your flour, and then you do a little bit of flour, a little bit of buttermilk, and then you mix it. And then you do a little bit of flour, mix it, a little bit of buttermilk, mix it. But you do, and I just do enough mixing so that you don't see the flour anymore.
And then do you end on your dry ingredient or wet ingredient?
I end on whatever the hell ends up ending.
Understood.
I just start in a particular way, but I don't care how it ends.
Okay.
So, and then at the very end, I add my vanilla.
All right.
And I just give it a quick mix. Okay? You don't want to overmix once you get that vanilla in there.
No, you do not.
Then it says to spread it in 3 9-inch pans. I disagree. I think this doesn't make enough to make me comfortable with a 9-inch pan. I prefer a 7 or an 8-inch pan.
Yeah, I like an 8-inch pan myself.
Right. Because I
Makes
think
it a little thicker. I like a nice thick layer. I don't want it too thin.
I don't want it too thin. And when you put it in that 9-inch, if you don't get the cooking right, it gets a little dry and crumbly. And this kind of cake is very easy to get dry and crumbly.
It is. You got to be real careful.
So, but I still do the same amount of time.
Right.
That it calls for. So you bake it in a 350-degree oven. I do the parchment paper in the bottom of my pan, and I also either butter or spray it.
Yeah, now that I watch the Great British Baking Show, I always do parchment paper. In my pans,
it's almost a no-fail.
And I'll be really honest with you. Lately, I've been real fancy, and I've been buying the pre-cut parchment paper.
It's the best.
It works so much better.
Well, it just saves you so much time because you don't have to stencil. You don't have to use that pencil and cut it. Oh, no, it's just not for me.
It's amazing.
It really does save time. And I know really Walmart sells them.
It's not that much more expensive.
It's worth it. Some things, it's worth paying for the convenience.
Yeah, so if you want to find it, we found it at Walmart, and it's in their baking section in the store part, not in the grocery store part.
Like the party section, and then there's like a decorating section for cakes and stuff. That's where it is. So anyway, I baked these. It said 20 minutes. I did 20 minutes. I didn't add to it just because it was a little bit thicker.
Right.
And I was happy with it.
Yeah.
My whole thing is when it starts to pull away from the sides just a little bit, then it should be good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's set in the middle. But sometimes it's set in the middle and you can't really tell if it's all the way through.
I usually use the finger tap.
I do the finger tap. I can do a cake tester, but that has failed me a couple of times.
Right. Yeah.
So
you must not be using it right.
I'm sure I'm not holding my mouth correctly. So anyway, those are out, and I've turned them out onto cooling racks, and so they're cooling. Now, the one thing that this recipe does not talk about that I'll cover now, and then I'll let you get to your murder, is because I'm always afraid that my cake for my caramel cake is going to be dry. I usually whip up a little bit of butter, brown sugar, and a titch of vanilla and melt it. Mm-hmm. And then I use that and brush it on my layers.
Right.
While it's cooling, because then I feel like you get a little bit more seeping in there, a little bit more moisture.
Right.
That is an option that I do that I don't even think I've ever read it anywhere that you have to do it or you should do it, but I like it.
I should.
So
I'm sure I'll like it too.
I'm sure you will.
Can't wait.
I know. So anyway, that's what I've done so far, and I'm going to start on the icing. It takes a little while for the icing to get right, and so I'm going to start on it while you are talking about mud.
You cover all the sweet shit. I'm going to cover all the sick shit.
Yeah. The salty,
bloody stuff. Horrible, crime.
Twisted. I like a twisted.
Crime. This one's crazy. And let me just give a shout out to one of our fans, Missy. Suggested this one.
Oh,
I did some
awesome.
research. It turned out to be a fantastic story. So thank you for our fan Missy.
Thank you. We love you. And this just proves if you send suggestions, we actually do follow through.
Really do. Yeah. But you got to put it in an email. Otherwise, we won't remember.
Well, we'll miss it if it's posted. It will go, oh, yeah, thank you. And then right out of our brains.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore. So, yeah.
All right. So this one this is a local.
I like a local.
Place in right outside of Charleston called West Ashley.
I know where that is.
Yes, I think
I was just in the hospital there.
You certainly were.
Yeah, more than once. I went in one more than one time. I liked it so much the first time. I went for a second round. I swear.
Yes.
They got the best beef broth I've ever had.
Well, duly noted.
Yes, if you ever are craving some beef broth, just go to the cafeteria and ask them to whip you up a little.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get their recipe one day and bake it.
I have a feeling it's just a can of beef broth.
Maybe. All right, so this happens January 2011.
Okay.
65-year-old Linda Hayes and her husband have come to visit their daughter. Melicity. Her name is Melicity Hayes. Yeah.
I like it.
Her daughter was living in fear of her ex-husband after he threatened her with a butcher knife.
Oh, that's not nice.
And her parents had come to try and help keep her safe. And
first of all, rude behavior. Second of all, perfectly waste of a perfectly good butcher knife.
I could not agree with you.
It's not what that's for.
That is not what that tool was intended for.
It is not.
So, Melicity's estranged husband, Ronald Ratliff, had been arrested and sent to jail for criminal domestic violence related to an incident that had happened in September. He spent 119 days in jail, and then he was released. So this was the main reason that Melicity's parents had come to town.
Because he was out.
He was out, yeah.
And threatening.
And, yes. So 3 days after his release, Ronald Ratliff broke into Melicity's home through an upstairs door. He walked into the room where Melicity's parents sat and shot Linda twice.
Her mom?
Her mom.
Oh my gosh.
Shot her twice. Then he pointed the gun at Melicity's husband, and
Wait, Melicity's husband?
No.
Her dad.
Linda's husband. I don't know if it was her dad or her stepdad. It was not clear.
Okay.
To me.
We'll just say dad.
Okay. And he pulled the trigger, but the gun jammed.
Oh, thank God.
And then he freaked out and ran. So, Linda Hayes died. The mom,
that's awful.
She died. Melicity was not home at the time, but the police had released a be on the lookout, a BOLO notification. Yep. They thought that Ronald would run to Pensacola, Florida, where he had family and friends. But he disappeared without a trace. They couldn't find him anywhere.
That's a wascally wabbit right there.
Right. So nobody saw him coming or going. There just was no sign of him.
He was hunkered down.
And he wasn't picked up on any surveillance cameras anywhere.
That's creepy.
Right. And he did not check in with his friends or his family. He was just gone.
They might have been thankful
gone.
for that.
Right. So Melicity and her family, because they're so fearful of this man that they haven't found, they moved into a hotel.
Okay.
And they're under police protection.
Oh, good.
Okay? They've got 24-hour a day, 7 days a week protection. Well, they were only there for 3 days.
Okay.
But then they decided that it was time to move back home after...
that funeral must have been knowing that he tried to kill the husband.
Right.
Probably would have found Melicity and killed her. And they're all gathered together as a family to mourn the death of Linda.
Right.
And, I mean, it's just like open-air targets.
Agreed. And they were... there was a very heavy police presence around them.
That's just devastating to lose a parent like that.
And to not be able to mourn in private.
To not have any privacy.
Right.
And to be scared for your life.
Yeah. So after the funeral, they moved back into the house. The house was searched by the police. The family moves back in. They get the all clear. And then police set up a patrol in the house. So there are police outside the door, and then there are police in the neighborhood as well.
Okay.
So it was the 25th of January. Melicity attended the funeral, returned to her home, where she received family and friends mourning the loss of her mother.
Yeah.
Around 4 o'clock, a gunshot went off inside the house. And this is where I've seen some conflicting information in different news stories that were posted in newspaper articles. They're a little conflicting, but Supposedly, a gunshot went off. One report said that a detective who was guarding the house ran inside and safely evacuated the 8 people who were in the house.
Oh my gosh.
He then went room by room to make sure there was no threat inside the house and allowed 8 people to return back inside the residence.
But he checked it.
He says that he checked it, yes.
Okay.
Another story didn't have that first gunshot in. Another story said that the gunshot had come from a window. So there was a lot of conflict. The most important thing to remember, though, is they are now back inside the house. The police say that they've cleared the area.
And they're still protecting the house.
They're still protecting the house. And at 4:15, Melicity is sitting around her kitchen table with some of her relatives, and they were watching a news report on the TV where a SWAT team had found and surrounded Ronald's van.
Oh.
While they were watching this on TV, a gunshot goes off.
In their house?
In the house again, right. Only this time...
This is like a circus.
Only this time, it hits Melicity in the shoulder. And then there's another shot, and it hits her in the back.
What?
Somebody in the house grabbed Melicity, put her in a car, and sped off to the emergency room.
Oh my gosh.
At the same time, the SWAT team determines that Ronald is not in the van, and they hear a call from the officer who's standing guard at Melicity's house saying, "Shots fired, shots fired." So the SWAT team jumps in their
SWAT wagon.
Their SWAT wagon, and they head over to Melicity's house to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yes.
So the police enter, and they start to go room to room. As they're looking through the house, they see a spot of blood dripping from one of the vents, and they immediately call for everybody to leave the house and secure the perimeter. All right? So now they've seen blood on the ceiling that they feel like is not Melicity's.
What's that song, Blood on the... Not the ceiling. Is it Blood on the Moon? Blood on the Cow?
I don't know. I'm hearing Smoke in the Water. I don't know.
Oh, that's what it is. Smoke in the Water.
Yeah.
But I think they say something about blood in the moon or blood on the moon.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Smoke on the water. I'll get it.
Okay. Well, we'll all be so excited.
I know, because everybody needs to know my life is a song.
All right, so they've got everybody out of the house, and they've set up a perimeter, and the SWAT team starts to say, Ronald Ratliff, if you're in the house, you need to come out. You know, they're saying, come out of the house, and all this other stuff, and nothing. They get no response, no movement, no nothing. So finally, they shoot gas into the house, because then they know this will get, whoever's in is going to come out. There's no way they can stay in.
Yeah.
But still nothing.
What's up?
No one emerges. So the team decides we're going to storm the house. So they storm the house, and they enter the attic where they find the body of Ronald Ratliff.
Wait a freaking minute.
I know. This is really going to shake you up. It's going to shake you up because it shook me up.
Well, you know what else is shaking me up is the fact that my dog is trying to eat what's in the recycle bin.
Yes, of course.
Dude.
He's hungry.
You're not hungry. Let's go out of the kitchen.
Oh, buddy. I'm sorry.
Mama loves you, but
sorry.
not while I'm podcasting.
All right. Okay, so they found his body, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his neck.
Oh.
It turns out, are you ready for this?
I am.
Okay. Ronald had been living in Melicity's attic for at least 3 days.
Ew.
Right. So after he shot her mother and everybody left the house and moved into a hotel, he got into the house and hid in the attic. They found food wrappers, plates, cups, a pillow. They saw where he had been going to the bathroom. There was
That's gross. I would be so pissed off at that man. Not just that he killed my mama. Not just that he shot me twice.
Right.
But he has peed and pooped in my freaking attic.
He did. He did. He did. And he had actually peeled back some of the layers of insulation, and he had laid on top of it brilliantly to not fall through. Because, you know, sometimes people hit that insulation and then they come right through the drywall and they're hanging out of the ceiling.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. I have been witness to that. I've been witness to my husband getting the decorations for the Christmas out of the attic, and him slipped, and I saw 2 feet hanging from the ceiling.
And that was just like a slip, and he didn't.
Yeah. No.
This guy was literally laying between the eaves.
And that, you talk about committed to your craft.
Oh, he was committed.
You're all up in that insulation.
So it's got to be itchy.
It's got to be itchy. It's got to be like poking in you and giving you a rash.
No, he was eating sandwiches and watching people
and
through
peeing
the vent.
and pooping.
So he laid over the vent in the kitchen. He knew at some point she was going to sit
because he knows her. And we're all a creature of habit. This just goes to show you tonight. Sit at a different place at dinner. Everybody needs to switch it up.
Make sure you're not sitting under a vent.
Don't sit under a vent.
Move your table.
And maybe just stand at the kitchen counter tonight and eat.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, unless you have a vent over your kitchen counter. Yeah. But I don't think I do.
So when you think about a vent, the bullets had to be pretty small, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
To come through. Yeah. Because it really would have sucked if it had ricocheted and hit him. I'm just saying. But maybe that's what happened. We don't know.
Yeah.
So the gunshot went to the neck.
That's true.
But they say he committed suicide.
Well, that's just easier. It's less paperwork.
Right.
That is bananas.
Yeah.
Did Melicity live?
So Melicity survived the ordeal.
Okay.
She actually ended up filing a huge lawsuit against the Charleston County police, the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
For failing to better protect her.
I get it. They kind of missed a big spot.
Well, the problem is with what she found out after is that nobody watched the house once she left the house.
To go to the hotel.
Nobody watched her house.
Right. And they should have had somebody in the house, camping out.
Yeah.
Not the madman, but an actual police officer or someone.
And they say that when they did their search, that they did search the attic, but...
I mean, I can see, like, sticking your head up through the crawl space with a big flashlight and going in a 360 degree and then going, it's all clear, I didn't see any shadows. Right. There were nobody hiding behind a box.
Yeah.
I get that. But in hindsight, which is always 20/20.
Always.
I think they should have walked around.
Yeah. Well...
Maybe they've changed their attic searching procedures since then.
They probably did something. She ended up settling with them for $195,000.
So she wasn't after like a whole bunch of money.
I think she was after a bit more money than what she got, and they settled on a number. She wasn't looking for millions upon millions. I think what she really wanted is for them to acknowledge that perhaps there was some fault on their part for not keeping her safe. And, you know, on their side, they said we did the best that we could. We followed all of our procedures. And so it kind of went back and forth. But it's one of the few cases that there's ever been where somebody has filed a lawsuit like that and actually won some kind of money. Yeah. So good on her that she...
I mean, yeah. You gotta have a voice, and I'm sure, I mean, talk about a devastating situation all around.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, this woman obviously has been terrorized by this man more than once.
Oh.
So, but she shan't be anymore.
No, that's over now. That's over now.
Yes.
So that's the story of Ronald Ratcliffe.
And I'm so glad it wasn't Ronald Reagan, because when you said Ronald I thought we were going Reagan. No. And I was so happy it wasn't him.
Yeah. No, I don't think he killed anybody, but I don't know for sure.
These days you don't know.
No.
You can't really take anything for granted. But I'm going to say old Ronnie, R.I.P. Ronnie, that he didn't do this one.
No, it was Ronald Ratcliffe.
Okay. All right, well, I feel good about that.
And, you know, yay that the lady lived.
I know. Good for Melicity.
Yeah.
Who to me sounds like Melissa in the City.
Melissa in the City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But just Melicity for sure.
I don't know if she still lives over in West Ashley or what her circumstance is now, but...
I would hope she doesn't still live in that nasty house where he pooped and peed in the attic. I just wouldn't be able to get through
She
that.
might have had the attic redone.
Perhaps.
But I would, I don't know. If it was me personally, and this is just me personally, I don't think I could continue living in that house. But some people may see it differently. They may feel like, this is the last place that my mother was, and I need to be with her. So, I don't know. So how's your caramel?
Okay, well, first of all, I had to take a break from my caramel because I had to look up some lyrics.
Oh, thank God.
This is
Smoke
important.
on the water.
Well, it wasn't smoke on the water because it's smoke on the water, fire in the sky. That's not it.
No.
So I'm like, okay, we've got to do a little bit more digging, and I love to research.
Oh, yes.
So I found it, and it's by John Mellencamp, who I do like, or John Cougar Mellencamp, whichever era of his life you want to refer him to. And it's Rain on the Scarecrow, Blood on the Palau.
Okay.
So I was very close.
No.
I think. And I just wish I could hear this song.
Who's saying Smoke on the Water? Oh, come on. Smoke.
I know I can hear them. Hold on, just give me a minute, I'll tell you. It was... Shoot.
Is it
Smoke
a
on
band
Water.
called Deep Purple?
Yeah, Deep Purple. Deep Purple. Yeah. Yeah. And I only know that song really because of Guitar Hero.
Oh.
Because that's a big song in Guitar Hero, which I freaking rock at, by the way. So, and I really wish that we had that in this quarantine situation because I could be jamming on some Guitar
I think
Hero.
Your husband is probably ecstatic that you no longer have that.
Or my karaoke.
Your American Idol thing that
I know,
was
I'm
ridiculous.
so sad. We could be doing karaoke and singing. Those judges love me.
They love everybody.
No, they only like me. They told me I should go on tour.
I know, but that was
You
not
heard it. You sat right there.
And I thought to myself, what the hell kind of game is this that you would tell people after hearing you upstairs when I couldn't hear the music but only your voice? I was like, what the hell is happening? What is happening? I know you took chorus.
I did take chorus.
Something's not
Thank
working.
you, Miss Pope.
Something's not working.
I'm telling you, they loved me. Every song I sang, they were like, Karen, you should go on tour. Or Randy Jackson would be like, dog, that was dope. I mean, come on. Even Simon liked me. And he didn't like anybody.
No, he didn't like you.
It took him a minute, and then he loved me.
No.
Yeah. I sing a lot.
I'm just saying.
So between Guitar Hero and American Idol, I have got some musical training.
Yeah. Wow. Clearly, we shouldn't be podcasting. You should be singing.
Well, I'm working on it. I just have to get the lyrics down. I always forget the lyrics. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about this caramel icing real quick. I'm still messing with it, so you're going to have to pitch in.
Oh, of course I do. Fix in, clean up, whatever.
Whatever. So I'm making it in my brand new Pampered Chef. Thanks, Mary White, for your party. Cast iron Dutch oven.
Oh, yeah.
And because this is what this girl's grandmother used.
Of course.
Okay. This is what you're going to be really excited about. Is that
if I have to take it out over the fire pit?
No. Oh, God, don't make me laugh. No. So she said her mother would stand there for hours in this rhythmic motion to get that sugar just the right color. So I'm going to count on you for that long time rhythmic
her mother
motion.
was doing all that stirring.
Her grandmother had arthritis, like I used to say, arthritis. But she said her hands were curled with arthritis, and she would stand there for hours gripping the side of the Dutch oven and swirling that spoon just until it was the perfect color.
And she was putting a curse on all the people who had done her wrong.
And all the people that she was going to have to feed that damn cake to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you my ingredients real quick. It's easy. 2 cups of sugar, a cup of buttermilk, half a cup of Crisco.
Nice.
Or Oleo, as Grandma would note.
Yes.
A half a cup of butter, which again, I use full fat butter and I use salted.
Right.
And 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
Nice.
So this is true caramel. This is not like you add the brown sugar to get the color. This is truly cooking the butter until it browns.
Right.
So.
Sounds like a good time for me. How far did you get?
I just got it going.
Oh. So while you're having fun talking about your murder, I have to stand at the stove and stir and stir and stir?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's what we do. We're in a partnership.
No, it's not partnering.
It's partner.
No.
Trust me, it's partner.
Okay.
It's partner. Now, the other thing that I will tell you up front is she does not put a pecan one anywhere on her caramel cake. Well, I don't believe in caramel cake without a pecan because I love a pecan.
Yeah.
Pecan.
Leroy Brown is growling. I believe he needs something.
What's the matter, buddy?
What is it? What do you need?
What do you
Do
want?
you have something to say? You don't like the pecans?
How do you like your caramel, buddy?
I don't think he likes it nutty.
Hey, how do you like it? You like that caramel? You don't want no nuts in your caramel?
He's looking at us like
you know
we
why?
lost our
Because we
minds.
took your nuts, so you might as well take that nuts.
Uh-oh.
I know, you got no nuts, buddy. So, anyway, I put pecans. I chop up pecans. I like to put them in the layers, and I like to put them on top.
Okay, but not in your caramel.
I do not put them in my caramel. I use them as a decorative.
Decorative. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree.
So, I got those ready for whenever we get this done. Okay?
And I can remember the pecan trees in Franklin where we grew up. This family, their last name was Stewart, and the grandmother and grandfather had this piece of property that had huge pecan trees, and we would go over and crack those pecans for hours.
Can you remember Daddy bringing them home in the big brown grocery bags, and we each had our own pecan
Those were
cracking?
from the Stewarts.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we would sit in front of the TV on the
Yes.
card table and crack them damn pecans.
Little did we know how darn expensive pecans
I
were
know,
going to be.
they're so
I had
expensive.
no idea. So we were getting them for free.
Yeah.
You know, the barter system.
But it was the barter system. I'm
That's
sure there was some payment going out for them, but
Right.
for us, it was just child labor.
Exactly.
What you
So
want,
much
honey?
fun.
Do you want me to get somebody to help
So
you?
while I'm going to
Do
cook
you need
on
to go
your...
out? Do you need to go outside? Do you have to go pee-pee?
All right.
goodness.
There
Okay,
we
well,
go.
why don't we put this on pause, and I'll
Yes.
see if I can get a handler in
Well,
to get this taken
yes,
care of.
okay. All right.
All right, bye. All right, we're back.
Yay, we're back.
We're back.
I'm stirring my brew. Woo. Woo. Oh,
Our kids used to love that. They don't like it anymore.
No, they just hang up on us.
They just hang up. Ugh. Even when they're right in front of me, they hang up.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
All right,
I
take it
have
on.
mortar
Just
while
gonna
you
stand there
are
and
stirring.
stir.
Just stir. And stir slow, please. Don't be like sloshing shit around. Like stir.
Listen, you take care of your business. I'm going to handle the business of this.
All right. Well, I got some business. I got some business in Arkansas.
Oh,
In Arkansas.
I've been to Arkansas.
I ain't been there.
I know, I'm so worldly.
You're so
I know.
traveled.
I had a flight from
I
Virginia
remember
to
that.
Memphis that somehow got rerouted to Arkansas, and I was in their little airport until 2:00 in the morning.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, no. The air traffic control person is the one that actually checked all of our tickets in.
Nuh-uh.
And the one with the flashlights on the runway going back and forth to tell the plane where to go.
That's the
It
same
was-
guy.
Same guy. Same guy.
Multitasking.
Not okay.
I don't feel good about anything that's multitasking when it comes to my flights.
All right, let's talk about murder in Arkansas.
Okay, so I nicknamed this murder the story of You're Not Making Things Better,
Oh, dear.
or also known as That's Not Helpful. And the reason that it came to mind is because I'd had a particularly challenging day of work when I researched this, and I had a particular person on my nerves.
Oh, no.
And everything I did, it seemed that person
Right.
just undid it.
Right.
Or just did something else that didn't make sense to what we were doing. And
Right.
I kept thinking to myself, and perhaps saying out loud to myself, you are not helping. That does not make it better.
Oh, my.
So finally I had to email said person and said person, please stop. You're not making it better.
Okay.
So that's why I got that title.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes total sense.
This happened March 21st, 1981.
Woo!
I know, it's a way back. It's
God,
way
I
back.
love the 80s.
I know, well, yeah. Some of the people in this story don't like the 80s probably so much. So, this is about a guy named Ricky Ray Rector. I mean, that's what got me going on this.
Ricky Ray?
Ricky Ray Rector. He went by Ray.
You serious?
Yeah, I know.
If I'd known him, I would have called him Ricky Ray.
Every day of his life. And
Absolutely.
I might have called him Ricky Ray Rector every day.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ricky
I know.
Ray.
Ricky Ray. So, Ricky Ray and some of his friends.
Ricky.
Ray. Okay, here we go again. Ricky Ray and some of his friends drove out to a dance hall in Conway, Arkansas.
All right.
This dance hall was called Tommy's Old Fashioned Home-Style Restaurant.
Woo!
So I guess maybe it was diner by day and dance hall by night. I'm
Perhaps,
not sure.
yeah.
If y'all hear some ruffling in the noise, it's because Mr. Leroy Brown is shaking his gator that has no stuffing in it. So they went to the dance hall. And one of the dudes in Ray's group could not afford the $3 cover charge.
Oh no.
Well, it was 1981.
Right.
So now it might be like $5.
Don't got your $3.
$3 and I can't make you holler. So the doorman refused the gentleman's entry. Well, this enrages Ricky Ray.
Oh, I get it.
So he did what I would do, and he pulled out a .38 caliber pistol and started shooting. AKA, you're not making this better.
No, Ricky Ray. Ricky Ray, you've made a bad decision.
Yeah, so that's going to work. You can't come in because your friend, you can come in, but your friend can't because he don't got no money.
He don't have any money.
But, you're gonna shoot people? Y'all can all come in.
Come in. Everybody come on in.
Come on.
Never mind about cover.
This piece of shit pulls out his gun and starts a shooting.
Oh.
So he wounds 2 patrons and instantly killed Arthur Criswell, striking him in the throat and forehead. That man was just at the dance hall.
Damn it, Ricky Ray.
Probably finishing up a piece of pie as the restaurant turned into the dance hall.
This has gone on long enough.
It's too far, Ricky Ray.
Too far.
It's too far.
You're not making it better.
AKA, that's not helpful. Right. So Ricky flees in a friend's car. Runs away.
Run, Ricky, run, Ricky.
Oh, I love that. That song. I used to sing it in my room. Run, Joey, run, Joey, run. Yes, I used to sing that to our little turntable when we lived on Robin Hood Road.
At the top of our lungs.
Oh, with all the windows open.
Hell yeah. I'm sure
Loved
people will remember that.
I'm sure they still talk about
Which
that.
is why they're wondering why you're not singing.
I know. I mean, I'm a natural. So for 3 days, Ricky Ray stays in the woods or stays with some relatives eluding the police. And can I just say, those relatives were really shitty for not telling somebody he was staying with them. But then again, if he got mad because his friend couldn't get in, I don't think he's going to be real happy when you tell him you can't stay at my house.
Right.
So finally, his sister convinces him to turn himself in. And that's all right. She's a good Samaritan. Check mark, star for Ricky Ray's sister, who I'm thinking her name might have been like Rhonda.
Rhonda Sue.
No, it'd be like Rhonda Ray.
Rhonda Ray. Ricky Ray and Rhonda Ray.
Yes. So he agrees to do this, but he says he will only turn himself into a particular police officer, Robert Martin, because they were friends from childhood, and he's the only one he trusted. He don't trust no cops, but he does trust Robert Martin.
Bob. I'll see Bob.
I'll see Bobby. So Officer Martin, of course, agrees to coordinate this turning in, and he actually tries to make it easy on everybody and decides, I'll meet you at your mom's house.
Oh, now I'm sure that made Ricky Ray's mama real happy.
Well, she probably enjoys
Bobby Martin's coming over. I'll make a pie.
I'm gonna make me a pie. I'm gonna make him a pie, and I'm gonna put on some coffee.
Yes.
Yeah. So percolate some coffee.
We're gonna have some pie. Ricky Ray's coming. Bobby Martin's coming. It's gonna be a good time.
A hoedown in the hometown. So Martin goes over and he tries to put everyone at ease, and he chats with Ricky Ray's mom and sister. Mm-hmm. Just kind of taking the pressure off. It was a stressful situation. So Ray comes in and he greets Martin, and Martin greets him. And then Martin turns around and starts talking back to the mom and the sister. At which point, Ricky Ray pulls a gun, shoots the officer in the jaw and neck, and instantly kills him.
What? Ricky Ray?
Motherfucker, you're so
You can't
rude.
say that.
Oh, no, Mama,
No.
I didn't say it.
We told Mama we wouldn't say it anymore. We promised.
Mama, Daddy, Mother Trucker.
No. Whatever. She didn't mean it. Strike that.
Stricken from the record.
Please, editors, edit that out.
Okay. So anyway, he shoots his friend from from childhood, who graciously comes to his mama's house, shoots the man in the mama's house. Now, mama got to clean the blood up. She got a dead cop in her house.
Oh my God.
This is not helping.
Not helping, Ricky Ray.
You're not making things better.
No.
So Ricky Ray just walks right out of mama's house, just like it's a Sunday stroll. Walks right down past his mama's yard, and turns the gun on himself and shoots himself right in the head.
He killed himself?
That's not what I said.
He said he shoots himself in the head.
I did say that.
Oh, he didn't kill himself.
It ain't over.
Dang it. He's just...
Well, Ricky Ray was a failure at life. And it turns out Ricky Ray also is a failure at death.
Well, so he's really great aim at killing other people, but he can't kill himself?
Gave himself a lobotomy.
Oh, Lord.
Destroyed his frontal lobe.
Oh, Lord, Ricky Ray.
And then survives the damn surgery.
And then now his mama's got to take care of him.
Yes.
Oh.
No, she actually doesn't.
Oh, she's like, I don't care what you do with it.
She's like, first of all, that was not my property. I don't have to clean that up. I'm still cleaning up officer body over here.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyway... He shoots himself and gives himself a lobotomy instead of a suicide.
Oh, my gosh.
And so, eventually, he heals from the surgery.
Okay.
But he ain't all there.
Well, you don't come back from a lobotomy.
Seems like you don't. Seems like we're not starfish. We don't regenerate tentacles or testicles in our brains.
No.
So, anyway, he gets put on trial for the murders of Chris Swell. And
they find him mentally capable to stand trial?
And the officer. So the defense attorneys, of course, argue he's rendered incompetent.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And it's a long argument. It is a long argument. So the judge hears a lot of conflicting testimony from several different experts, and he decides that son of a bitch is competent to me.
Oh.
So he puts his
I'm going to be real
ass on trial.
honest with you right here. My arm is a little tired. I mean...
Oh,
how long does this have to go on?
I forgot to tell you, you can switch hands.
No.
You're allowed to switch hands.
I'm left-handed. I only start with my left hand.
Well, you might have to be amphibious and start with your right hand.
Okay, well, this might not go well, y'all.
No,
I don't know what this picture is going to turn out like, but it might not be okay.
It might actually just be an etch-a-sketch of a caramel cake.
It might be like soup over cake.
Now keep stirring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it needs to get to be the color of peanut butter.
I know what color.
And it's going to actually kind of clump up in a softball.
Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this?
I was busy.
Oh, my God.
I had to look up lyrics.
Okay,
so back to
the judge has said, Ricky Ray, you look good to me.
You look good. I mean, you got a weird shaped face, but I don't care. Put a hat on your head.
You're good to go.
So it ends up that Ricky Ray is convicted on both counts of murder, and he was gifted the death sentence.
Nice. All right. Yes. So if he can't kill himself, Arkansas will take care of it for him.
So this trial ended in November of 1982.
Okay.
So, of course, there are so many appeals. So many. And he is slated to die in January of 1992. Because you've got about 10 years that you are on death row.
Right.
He loses all of his appeals. Sorry, people, I'm having a technical issue right now, but I'm back.
Yay!
Okay, so January of 1992. I don't know how much of a history buff you are. Probably not much.
Oh, well, that's offensive.
Well, I know, but this isn't like fun history. This is not fun history.
Okay.
So in January of 1992, there was a presidential campaign going on at the time, and it was actually during the Democratic campaign to pick a Democratic person. And at the time, the governor from Arkansas, a Mr. Bill Clinton, was a running.
Oh, okay.
And he was under a lot of scrutiny because they were saying that he was very soft on social policies like the law, justice. He was getting a lot of heat. So, and there comes a point in the death sentence process that only the governor can give you clemency. Well, he didn't. He actually personally flew stopped in the middle of the Democratic campaigning, flew back to Arkansas to personally attend the execution of Ricky Ray Rector.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Lots of controversy, but people stopped giving him shit about not being tough on crime.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
They say it was one of the big turning points in his campaign. So, I know I read a New York Times article where they really blasted him over it because the controversy was that they were putting a man to death who was incompetent to understand. Remember how I've said this in other stories.
Right.
Even when you're competent enough to stand trial, if you're not competent enough at the time of your death sentence, then we don't put you to death.
Right.
And at that time, there was a lot of arguing that he still did not understand. And proof of this is in an article that I read about his last meal, because I really get into like what prisoners order for their last meal. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
And he actually had requested some pecan pie.
All right.
And I love a pecan pie. And I don't walk away from a pecan pie. But
right.
He left the pecan pie on the table and told the guards, save that for me. I'm going to come back and eat that later.
Oh.
So he might not have been all there.
Right.
I am a proponent of, sorry, you were there when you shot the people and killed them, so now this is your comeuppance and goodbye. That's my thing.
Right.
I don't have a lot of compassion for that. I'm sure I'm a horrible person and I don't have to answer to that, but don't anybody write me any damn letters about it because I don't give a crap.
Right.
So anyway, so that was kind of proof, but it also, so there were like 120 people that showed up to witness his execution. Mm-hmm. And one of them was Clinton. And they said that they have a curtain drawn, and then they heard Ricky Bobby get let in.
Ricky Bobby?
Not Ricky Bobby. Oh, we did not kill Ricky Bobby.
No,
that would be so doing? Sad. I've killed Ricky Bobby.
No, Ricky Ray.
Ricky Ray Rector. Anyway, so.
Ricky Bobby.
No, Ricky Bobby. I'm sorry. So maybe Ricky Bobby should reach out to me and we could have a talk about why I did that.
He could star in the movie.
He could play Ricky Ray Rector.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, anywho, what I'm trying to tell you is it took them 50 minutes to find a vein.
Oh,
to put the leaf in. And I, at that moment, connected a little bit.
Yeah, they had some problems with you.
Ricky Ray Rector. Because upon my hospital stay the first week of March, we blew out all my veins.
Yeah.
We went through all my veins on my hands, my arms, my armpits. We did it all. So the second time before I even went into the hospital, my doctor said, you're going to get a PICC line.
Yeah.
I was very happy with that until I actually had to go through getting the PICC line. But then once it was in, it was a dream.
Right.
Dream. So, yeah. So when
they
were like
50 minutes.
50 minutes to get that vein. And he was groaning and moaning and putting up a fuss. And I don't blame him because it freaking hurts.
Yeah.
And you take it personally.
Well, yeah.
So, and then after that, they found the vein, and then he went night-night.
Night-night, Ricky Ray.
And then President Clinton just flew right back to his campaign. And
Slick Willie.
They said it really helped him elevate himself as the candidate, which, of course, we know that he actually won the candidacy and then won the flipping election.
Wow.
So,
look at that.
Yeah, so
what a
I love a political twist.
Yeah, that was quite a
But
twist.
I'm telling you, I didn't know anything about the twist.
Right.
Until I was really doing
You were in it.
I was
you were in it, committed.
Yeah, but what really got me was the Ricky Ray Rector.
Ricky Ray.
Triple R is what drew me to that. So, yeah, so that's my murder.
That's a great one.
And
good job.
How are you doing?
Good. I believe the caramel is ready.
Okay, so.
But I want to talk to you about something that I discovered. I don't get a lot of magazines because I feel like I just don't like them. But I do enjoy Southern Living, though I will say I'm hanging on by a string because I believe over the years that Southern Living has gotten so much worse.
I think it's a travel ad. With a couple recipes thrown in.
I really used to look for good recipes and
like
book
Gardens and Guns or whatever.
Gardens and Guns is the second one that I really enjoy.
Yes.
So Gardens and Guns released this week.
Oh, I didn't even know you were going to talk about them.
This week, a trivia game called Bless Your Heart. It's got all kinds of Southern trivia cards.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, here's one of the questions.
I want this for my birthday.
In the book, To Kill a Mockingbird, what does Mr. Dolphus Heyman carry and drink out of a brown paper bag. Is it a Coca-Cola, beer, water, or moonshine?
It's moonshine, isn't it?
Girl, it's a Coca-Cola.
I love him.
Yeah, out of a brown paper bag.
I love that.
I know. Yeah,
And you think that kept it cold? Like, because it's not illegal to walk around with a Coca-Cola.
No, but maybe.
Maybe he
just didn't want people to know.
Oh, no.
Anyway, that's it's 200 trivia questions to prove your Southern know-how. Called Bless Your Heart. They sell it on Amazon. They can get it through Amazon Prime for free shipping. I think it's like $20.
Oh, I'm so putting that in my cart.
Yeah.
For when I get paid.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I just want to tell you what the next step in this icing is.
Okay. Well, I've come to the icing. It's your turn.
No, you have to put it in the mixer.
It is now your turn to do something with.
Why is you assigning me tasks?
Because it's your recipe.
But I already did my part.
You pre-cooked a couple of cakes.
I read the recipe.
Okay. No. You got to take over.
Hello out there? Can somebody help me?
No.
She's giving me tasking.
Because it's your recipe.
Again, you're not making this better.
Oh my God. That is insane. You're insane.
No, actually, I'm going to pause it real quick so I can get this on the mixer stand and all that kind of stuff.
God,
so.
we'll be back in an hour.
And I'll let you all know how she does. All right, guys. Well, I had to school her in what the hell to do.
Jiminy crickets.
But what you do is once you get this, it kind of starts forming up like a soft ball. And once you do, you turn that into... Like I use my KitchenAid. I don't think I would ever use just a regular hand mixer. I think you need something heavy duty. And I put the whisk attachment in it. And then you start beating it until it comes out as a fluffy icing. So you're going to beat air into this ball of caramel. And then you've got to let that cool a little bit because you can't put... I don't think it works well when you put the hot icing on the cake. I think it makes the cake crumb a little bit. So... I just kind of fold it until it cools a little bit. And then like, if you know it's ready because you stick your finger in it as if you were tasting it. Not that I would ever do that. And then when you draw your finger away, you can tell that you've put your finger in it to taste it. Not that I would ever do that. So that's what we've done. And in the meantime, I went ahead and iced it because I'm not great at icing a cake. And so it took me a little while to get that right. And then we put some pecans on it. And then you'll see a picture of this beautiful cake. And I got to tell you, I might have tasted the icing and it was good. So, but I think my sister's got a couple things that she wants to say. And then we'll taste
I just have one more of the Bless Your Heart trivia question.
Okay, while you're talking, can you just sprinkle those pecans on top, please?
Jiminy crickets. You were on my very last nerve.
I don't really care.
All right, let's see if you can get this one.
Okay.
In what Texas-based TV show does the coach tell his players, clear eyes, full heart,
God.
can't lose?
I have chills all over. That's Friday Night Lights.
Yay!
One of my most favorite. I love sports shows, not like ESPN, but like movies about sports or any kind of show like a sitcom or a drama or a rom-com. I don't care. I like it about sports, like Rudy. Don't even get me started. So, I can't wait to get this game.
I know it's going to be so much fun.
I know. Okay.
All right, so I've put the damn pecans on your freaking cake.
Well, I appreciate that.
I think maybe
it's about time she did something.
I would like. Oh my God!
I didn't say anything. Leroy,
I hate this cake.
Well, you don't have to have any. No, let's have some.
All right, we're gonna have a little bit.
Okay.
And let me just slice it
I
up.
can tell you it's pretty.
Well, why am I serving it?
Because you're already there.
Oh my God!
Somebody had to press pause and unpause.
Here, have a bite. Just have a bite.
Mm.
Oh my God, that icing is delicious.
It's so good.
It's really good.
It's still just a little teeny bit warm.
Oh, and I brewed myself a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
this
I didn't
is heaven.
get that, but it's
whatever. It's heaven.
Oh,
heaven,
guys,
y'all.
this is really good. We're not going to chew in your face, but we do hope that you get the recipe for this because it would be such a great thing for somebody to make for you or for your spouse or for your mom
or your
Mother's
sister.
Day. I'm saying Mother's Day. Your sister is not your mother. God, she's always trying to get in on it.
All right.
All right, y'all, be sweet And
Be
we'll see
safe.
y'all soon.
Make sure you
stay well
and wash your damn hands.
Flipping
Wash
hands.
your
and
hands.
Listen, social distance.
It's
We're not
not that
asking
big of
for
a deal.
lot. Just get out of my bubble.
Yeah.
Okay, we love you guys
Goodbye.
so much. And listen,
Oh.
look for us on the gram, on the Insta.
Yes.
Please follow us.
Send us an email.
Yeah, send us an email and let us know how you are surviving out there.
Murder.
Find us on our Facebook fan page because we love that. And we're in the process of actually building a Facebook page just for our murder.
Oh my God.
And a website.
Oh my God.
I mean, the technology is exploding.
So our email is murder.sugarcoated@gmail.com.